All right, today I am taking the boat out with the guy who was the project manager for for getting the boat fixed from the survey. So we're gonna take the boat and run it at top speed, making sure that the shaft seals are broken in a little bit, and then we'll make sure that the generator work and the engine work is all as expected. So trying to get a little footage of that event. So I guess it's a good thing that we did a shakedown cruise, because a couple of things happened. One, the generator failed, and it failed with an error code of water flow is insufficient. So we checked it and we thought it was like an impeller or something, but it was actually a belt. So easy peasy. Replace the belt, replace the impeller as well, and then we looked at the fridge, and the fridge stopped working, presumably because of the power surge from the failed generator, which then killed the compressor, which then cannot be ordered because the fridge is too old, which the fridge cannot be removed because it's too big to exit the boat doorways. So, figuring it out. And we haven't even left yet, and we're starting to shake out these issues, which I guess is good, because it would be worse if we were underway and these things were happening. But at the same time, I just want to have a working boat. This is what my fridge now looks like. It looks like no fridge because they actually had to take it out of the boat piece by piece because it doesn't fit out that door. So surprise, surprise, it's a major project. I had to go find some plywood. As you can see, there's a big hole for no reason at the bottom of the cabinet here that holds the fridge. So I had to go get a piece of plywood and cut it to fit that hole. And I'm going to drill some holes and put some wood screws in here, because the fridge that they're putting in here as a replacement is a temporary fridge, and it's going to be too small for the opening, so I have to anchor it onto something. The fridge that I'm putting in here is actually not meant for boats. It's kind of like a a large dorm fridge, but it's gonna have to do for now for the next 2 months. My temporary fridge has arrived, and you can see I'm in the process of taking the doors off because that little opening right there is the only way in and out. So, wish me luck. All right, so temporary fridge solution is complete. And let me show you what I did. So here's the new fridge. It's not meant for a boat, but I'm gonna make it work at least for 2 months. So the only way I could get a new fridge in this boat in 5 days or less is if it could fit through that door. That door that is 19 inches wide when it opens. And this is 18.5 inches. Found it online. It was at Costco. I think it was like $2.79. And it fits like a champ. I ended up putting a plywood plate down there for it to sit flat. And then I took another plywood plank and it's up on top. And the great thing about this plywood plank is nothing is holding it in place. It's completely tight from pressure. So it's very tight on both sides just by the pressure of the cabinet exerting on it. So this right here is an anti-tipping mechanism. This plate being right on top, I can't push it forward or backward or side to side. So this fridge is essentially secured with that plate there holding it down. And then this dead space up here is basically storage space that I didn't have with the old fridge. And now I have the storage space up here, and I use the old tray from the old fridge, and I'm gonna put pantry stuff in here. So it's gonna be like a mini pantry that we just keep in this new shelf that just emerged. So pretty awesome. The whole project was like $300, and I didn't have to buy a $2,000 fridge, and I didn't have to pay $5,000 labor to take my boat apart and get it through the door. So how do I keep my pantry drawer from sliding out when I'm underway? Well, first of all, got to put some heavy stuff in there. There's some cans and nothing that's going to break, but just things that are going to give it some weight. And then here is my simple solution. You just get a flat bungee cord from Lowe's or Home Depot. And now if it tries to slide out, it'll get stopped. And boom, just put this up every time I'm going to take her underway. Got these hooks. They are the highest weight I could find, and they're adhesive, so it's going to be an experiment to see if this works. Here I've put the command strips right there on the side of the fridge, and you can see the other ones over here. And so I can put the strap right here, and then put it over there. And then I have a non-opening safeguard when I'm underway. These doors are kind of hard to open anyway. They have magnetic closures, but just as a safety precaution, I'll put another strap down here when I'm underway. Do-it-yourself fridge installation on a boat. And you know what? I'm kind of thinking I might actually just leave this fridge here. The only difference between this and a marine grade fridge is that the marine fridge would have a AC/DC switch, but I think with a proper inverter and an upgraded battery bank, I could probably just keep the fridge and other things intact and just run them off of the inverter. So I don't know. We'll play around with them over the next couple of months and we'll see. All right, the next boat project I have is I have to upgrade my charts in my Raymarine chart plotters. They use Navionics, but it's taken me 2 days to figure out that I can't just switch the subscription from the old owner to me. I actually have to have a completely different SIM card. I have to pull the old one out. I have to go buy a new one from West Marine with the charts I want, and then I have to put it in and start my own subscription. So I'm not like, why does it have to be that complicated? I have no idea. On top of that, I can't just add additional charts like buying them through an app. I actually have to buy one chart or another. I can't have multiple charts. So I just went and I bought this. This is all of Canada and North America. And I figure I buy the biggest package. You can only put one chart in at a time. This is gonna be the one. So we'll see what this does. So I think right here. This is the tiny little card. Here's the new card. So this is the new chart after I installed it of Charleston, and the detail is there. The difference before is that the entire chart was just like zero detail, low detail. For some reason, the owner before me did not plan on traveling north of Beaufort, South Carolina. So that's it. I now have detail north of Charleston, a lot more detail than I had before the charts were loaded. And for the first time ever, updating charts was easy in a chart plotter, so yay. So that was Boat Projects Do It Yourself, days 1 through 3. We tested the shaft seals. They leaked a little bit. We made some adjustments. We tested the generator. Generator failed. Threw a belt, replaced the belt, replaced the impellers, which killed the fridge, and then the fridge was the dominant project for the last couple of days. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we have the end of the boat projects coming up in the next 2 days, because my family is coming in tonight in the airport, and then it really starts heating up, and we leave the next day. Until then, cheers. Hope you've learned a little bit, and I certainly did, and we'll see you the next episode.